Hey everyone, welcome back to 996. The Howl Utah Mammoth lose 1-0 to the Colorado Avalanche, the best team in the league, in their own barn in Denver. It was a great game, a wonderful effort by Utah, but they come up short. In a vacuum, this game is great, but surrounding the context of how many times the offense have shown up dry, a lot of room for concern. Before we get into the game, an hour before the game, they announced Vejmelka won't be starting. He suffered an upper body injury. We don't know the severity of it. I think he probably just hit his head on the plane coming out of that private jet. The Avalanche 14-0-2 in their home arena. They've never lost in regulation, so it's a tall, steep mountain to climb for the Utah Mammoth one day before the Christmas break, before they're off for like 4 or 5 days until Monday night. So early on, Vanacek gets to start and he gets tested early, like 10 seconds in. He has to make a great leg pad save in the crease. There's a nice Utah chance. Keller has the puck in the slot. He defers to Schmaltz off to the side and he shoots it. Gets a great shot, but Wedgwood makes the save there. Utah is trading pressure with the Avalanche about halfway into the first. Both teams sort of attacking, and there's a chance for McBain in the crease area. He gets 2 whacks at it, and Wedgwood, again with his pad along the ice, denies McBain on both of those chances. Utah's defending very well. The Avalanche came out with so much speed in this first period, but when Utah would get possession of the puck after defending, they would attack themselves. It wasn't a lot of dumping like we saw against Winnipeg in that third period, where every time Utah escaped their zone, they would dump the puck past the red line and past the goal line into the other end and get a change. In this first period against the Avalanche, they weren't escaping. They were just defending well, interrupting, disrupting the Avalanche's play, and then carrying the puck through the neutral zone and trying to generate chances in the offensive zone. So I like that. They do commit a penalty about 6 minutes left in the first period. They kill it off, and that's a great kill. You don't want to give the Avalanche anything easy like a power play goal. And then Utah themselves go on a power play, 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. They don't score. Obviously, they barely get any shots. The only shot on goal was a Dursey point shot right when the power play expired. So you don't want to see that either. When you get a power play chance, when you're playing evenly with the best team in the league, you got to capitalize on your chances and on your power plays, and they fail to do that. And then 1 minute left in the first, there's an Avalanche breakaway, and they hit the post. Insane showcase of speed by the Avalanche here. They get a loose puck sort of in the neutral zone, more leaning towards the Utah end, and just blows by everybody and gets a good shot off. Utah was outshot 12-9 in that first period. They had 39% of 5-on-5 possession, so definitely could be better, but they weathered the storm. They were right there with the Avalanche. It's a tie game going into the second. You got to be better, be disciplined, don't take penalties, and capitalize on your chances. And in the second period, the Avalanche win a loose puck race to the puck about a minute in, and they get a nice partial breakaway on Vanacek, and he stops it. Vanacek had a great game. Unbelievable game. I just wish they gave him some goal support. After that chance by the Avalanche, the first line finally generates a long sustained offensive zone shift, and then they stack onto that shift with another great shift, and they draw a penalty. And on that power play, the second unit, power play number 2, they have a 3-on-1. Daniel Boot enters the zone with the puck. He holds, keeps, shoots, and gets denied. Probably would have liked a pass there. It's a 3-on-1. You got to be a little bit deceptive. Then after that power play expiry, there's an unbelievable chance. Carconi to Krause in the crease area. Krause gets a good stick on it right at the crease, and it gets through Wedgwood, but it just misses the net along the floor. And then the Avalanche score the only goal of the game after that. Keller has a puck in by the defensive zone blue line, and he turns it over, and it's a breakaway for the Avalanche, who don't make a mistake, and they roof it above Vanacek to make it 1-0. The broadcast did a great job to show how it's not all Keller's fault, even though he was the one that caused the turnover. He has the puck, and both defensemen, Dursey and Sergachev, are just going north, and no one's really covering the back end if that play doesn't get executed, and it doesn't get executed, and then no one's there to defend, and Keller's the last man back trying to defend and protect his mistake. So a bit of an unfortunate mistake. It's like a rare mistake Utah made, and they get bit in the behind for that mistake. After going down 1-0, Utah gets a power play, and power play number 2 starts this power play, not power play number 1, and they don't score on it. There's a nice Daniel Booth one-timer off to the side, and then Utah has to kill a penalty, and right at expiry, Gunther comes out of the penalty box on a breakaway, and he defers to shoot from pretty well out. He had a lot of time and space. The goaltender, Wedgwood, challenged really far. You would have probably liked the deke there, but still in Gunther, one of the best shots in the league. And so you trust him. If he went for the shot, he saw something there. But unfortunately, he gets denied on the breakaway. And then right at the end of the second period, it looks like the Mammoth score. Clayton Keller breaks through the defense, gets one shot off, and then gets his own rebound. It gets into Wedgwood's glove, who's sort of leaning and falling backwards. It looks like his glove is past the goal line. They have to review it. They decide it's no goal. The call on the ice was no goal. For me, I don't see the puck at all in any of the angles they've shown, so you're just guessing there. So if something is not conclusive, they will never overturn the call on the ice. If they called it a goal on the ice and then they went to review it, and they couldn't see anything, they wouldn't overturn the goal. They would call it a goal. Like, to overturn a call on the ice, you really need decisive evidence, no doubts at all. So a very unfortunate call for Utah. My personal opinion, I can't see the puck. You have to clearly see the puck. So unless you see the puck, you're just guessing. Like, I didn't see the puck cross the goal line. You would assume that the puck is in that mesh area of the glove, but it could be anywhere in that glove. Like, it doesn't always have to be in that mesh part. It could be like a little lower on the glove where he caught the puck. And so the angles weren't good. I would blame the camera angles for that one. So Utah goes into the third period down 1-0. They outshot the Avalanche 11-10. They had 62% of 5-on-5 possession, so up from 39. It was a really great second period, and just build on it, stack on it, be disciplined. And if you get another power play opportunity, you better score. So we go into the third period. There's a nice McBain high slot tip that literally fools Wedgwood, but he gets his skate blade on it. Like, Utah came close by a couple inches on a lot of these plays. There's a Vanacek save on a 3-on-1 for the Avalanche, a nice flashing of the leather there. It was more tight checking, not a lot of space in the third period. It really felt like the Avalanche just decided to defend a lot, clog up the middle in their defensive end. Utah needed a greasy one. It wasn't going to be like the first two periods with a lot of space, great passing plays, and a sick dangle here or there. It was going to have to be throw the puck on net and just crash the net, cause some chaos, and they really couldn't do it. They outshot the Avalanche 7-2 in the first 10 minutes of the third. Utah had the majority of the offensive pressure, but they couldn't, like I said, generate any slot chances in this third period. They outshot the Avalanche 12-4 in the third, so they got a lot of shots, just maybe more perimeter than the inner slot area. They had 59% of 5-on-5 possession in the third as well, so they're controlling the play too. They pull Vanacek 2 minutes left in the third, and still to this day, Utah has yet to score a 6-on-5 goal with pulling their goalie in both seasons, the hockey club season and now 39 games into the Mammoth season. Expected goals 5-on-5, Utah was expected to score 2.7 goals according to Money Puck, and in actuality they scored 0 5-on-5 goals. The Avalanche were expected to score 2 and they score 1. So Utah analytically the better team in this game. They outshot the Avalanche 32-26 in the whole game. Power play 0 for 3. I mean, what else is there to say? And honestly, when Utah called a timeout, when they pulled their goaltender 2 minutes left in the game, and the broadcast was like, oh, Blaine Forsythe is drawing up the play, that kind of clicked in my head. Is Blaine Forsythe also the coordinator for 6-on-5? So not only do you have one of the worst power plays in the league, it's inept, it can't win you games, it can't bring you momentum. Is he also the coach that is drawing up your 6-on-5 plays and you've never scored a 6-on-5 goal? It's not a rare thing. Teams do it. Teams could score 6-on-5. It's just so bad for the Mammoths. So I do wonder that as well. PK perfect, great job, 2 for 2, and faceoffs 55%. A lot of fans will say they got goalied. Yeah, Wedgwood had a great game. A lot of fans said they got goalied against New Jersey when they didn't score a 5-on-5 goal. They got goalied by Markstrom. There's a lot of games where it's too common that this team gets goalied. The Calgary 1-0 loss with an empty net, 2-0. The St. Louis game, a 1-0 loss there. I already mentioned New Jersey. Like, these games are starting to get a little bit common. I wouldn't say we got goalie, just we, for some reason, are so inept at finishing and putting the puck in the net, and the power play is so bad, it doesn't help you at all. And so when you do get goalied, you should have a power play to get you that extra goal to help you and just give you more offensive confidence, which they seem to not have in some games. Some games they do, some games they don't. The wild card race, Utah enters the Christmas break in a playoff spot somehow, and everyone trying to grab wild card spots are just struggling. LA is struggling. Their starting goaltender Kemper is on injured reserve. The San Jose Sharks are starting to fall hard. They lost 7-2 to Vegas before Christmas. You got Seattle, Nashville, and St. Louis trying to catch Utah. All those teams have had their big struggles throughout the season. So it seems like Utah, like, if they build on this game, this is a great game. Like, if they know, like, hey, we have to come out the way we did against the Avalanche every game like we did, and they build on this, it gets some confidence, this is a great game. But if they just go back to the seesaw up and down, not playing consistently, like, this is the system of the team, the way they played against the Avalanche. They weather a storm, they're the better team 5-on-5. If they just had a great power play, like, this is a playoff team. And so they have the opportunity to grab that wild card spot and solidify themselves. They just need to be consistent and get results, which they're not getting consistently in the past, 10 to 15 games here. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.